A sight like this makes us want to watch.
Drying tears on the letter you left, staring into the blue. These feelings you leave me with,
A little in disbelief, a little in wonder.
half insane. Try to imagine the
For whatever the world may say, an elderly couple in love and showing it off still leaves us a wee bit, well, mystified.
someone like you.
Somehow falling in love and being young always go hand in hand. When a 60-something Ashok Kumar romanced a 50-something Pearl Padamsi in the delightful Khatta Meetha, the plot, despite its success, seemed a bit absurd.
सोने भाई मेरे पीछे पड़ा हुआ है कि हम दोनों शादी कर लें।
करें भी मेरे पीछे पड़ी हुई है।
लेकिन मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ, मेरे 4 लड़के हैं।
But from being a one-of-its-kind then to now, our protagonists in love have had no qualms in adding some hefty years to their lives and being loved by its audiences just the same.
34. Very old.
64. Very young.
So are we finally open to the concept of senior citizens marrying? We get to the heart of the matter and meet people who are living these roles and have had the chance to find love in the golden age of their lives.
16 से लेकर 60 तक कभी भी प्यार हो सकता है।
लव इज फॉर एवर। लोग छुपाते हैं वो बात दूसरी है, लेकिन जिंदगी में प्यार एक ऐसी चीज है कि कहीं ना कहीं से फिर से कोपल फूट कर आती है। इट कम्स अप अगेन।
इट इज अ इमोशन व्हिच कैन बी जनरेटेड एनीवेयर, एनी टाइम, at any age.
After 25 years of married life came to an abrupt end for renowned British writer and economist Lord Meghnad Desai, the thought of taking the second plunge at age 64 seemed incredulous. But like always, life has its own little secrets, and love at any age is always a leap of faith.
Well, the first time I met Kishore, it was in Delhi. I was at a conference. Lightning did not strike. Lightning struck the next time. I came back to India in January 2004, and we were in Oberoi with the publisher buying a drink, and then Kishore came into the room, and I thought, wow, this is Kishore, you know. And that's when the lightning struck me.
I had no such, interest in getting married. I was already married, and so I wasn't looking for anything. Mother India was a complex film. It came after Mehboob Productions had made 3 loss-making films, Amar, Paisa Hi Paisa and Awaaz. Very few mainstream film stars like Raj Kapoor.
It sort of struck me about the 3rd or 4th day. This is a very unusual experience I was having. I was meeting somebody extremely unusual. And I had to do something about it. I didn't quite know what I had to do about it, but I had to sort of make an attempt to find out more about this woman, because I'm not going to see something like her again.
We were talking sometimes 8 hours in a day, 9 hours in a day. He would call me in the morning, then again in the afternoon, then again at night, sometimes in the middle of the night. And the fact that we could exchange so much information made me very confident that, this is a very strong foundation to build a relationship on.
Love had conquered all, or at least sparked itself firmly in the social psyche as a not unnatural or implausible emotion for young Indians. I saw I was about to be given a second chance. And my task had to be to seize it. If I'd missed it, I would have never forgiven myself. And I didn't miss it.
Meghnad was extraordinary in the sense that he has his great intellect, but he also is not a superficial or a person who makes you feel small in any way.
When you're young, you are much more uncertain about what the future holds for you. The second time around, I'm much more sure of myself, much more sure of the way the world works.
And the seal of approval came from their children.
My middle daughter played a beautiful piece of violin for our marriage because she's a violinist. So it was very nice.
They were very supportive, both of them. They both encouraged me, and I'm very grateful to that.
Life doesn't stop at 50, at 60, at 70, at 80. Life just doesn't stop. So when someone says, why did you marry so late in life? I don't know when it's late because I don't know how many more years I'm going to live.
You can be 20 or you can be 80, but you would be a very lonely person and a very, very sad person if you didn't experience that.
And loneliness is not just an urban phenomenon. It can strike anyone, anywhere, at any age. When Mr. Agasti from Mala, a small village in the Thrissur district of Kerala, lost his first wife at 54, he discovered that the days only got longer when one was alone.
After the loss of my first wife, I was in a trauma, actually, to say that I never thought of remarriage. It took about 2.5 years to get remarried again, to think of to have a companion with me. Otherwise, at this age, the loneliness I felt was too great.
Mr. Agasti was of course being practical too. He realized that to make a house a home, he definitely needed a spouse. And the first step towards that was to broach this idea with his sons.
We never even thought that he would ever mention that I want to get married. Rather, he would say, okay, James, you get married, and there is now Jenny there in the house, or Paul should get married next, and all that. But this came to us like a surprise. People said he should have a companion, and if he is interested in getting married, you should not actually, try to compress his interest.
After overcoming their initial reluctance, James and Paul, Mr. Agasti's children, gave their blessings to their dad. And then Mr. Agasti met Mary through the traditional, well-honed arranged marriage route of friends and relatives that seems to work at any age.
വാസ്തവത്തിൽ എൻ്റെ ആങ്ങളയ്ക്കും എൻ്റെ വീട്ടുകാർക്ക് ഇച്ചിരി ഒരു ഇതുണ്ടായിരുന്നു എന്ന് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ ആദ്യം വയസ്സിൻ്റെ ഇതുണ്ട് പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ വന്നപ്പോൾ ഞാനും ആലോചിച്ച് വയസ്സ് നോക്കി നിന്നിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാനും രണ്ടാമത്തെ കല്യാണം പുള്ളി രണ്ടാമത്തെ കല്യാണം.
People do ask jokingly or they do taunt, daddy ka lottery lag gaya or whatever, So these things do happen, but I know the reason why he got married. Okay, it is not that it was for fun or for pleasure or something like that. It was a necessity.
Living in an interior part of Kerala, in a village, say. But I never had any stigma from any problem, either from relatives, neighbors, or society, or the local people of my remarriage. All accepted it, and they all appreciated the marriage, and the life was made easy for me.
Love is such an elusive commodity that most of us feel grateful if we find it once. The thought of looking out for it again especially if you've crossed the so-called acceptable age limit, doesn't strike one easily.
I don't think it's a question of social acceptance. I don't think society will ever accept an older man marrying a younger woman or an older woman marrying a younger man, because these are things outside the norm. We shouldn't even look to society for acceptance.
There's one gentleman who's always cocked his snoop at these age-old conventions and lived life only on his own terms. Actor Kabir Bedi's courted many beautiful women, been married to 3, and today well into his 60s is in a relationship with Parveen Dosanjh, almost 30 years his junior.
Firstly, no one ever gets married with the object of getting divorced unless you're a Beverly Hills fortune hunter. I have never given up on love. I'm always an optimist, but I do take issue with the phrase failed marriages. I regard my marriages as extremely successful marriages in the time that they lasted. I was married to 3 remarkable women, all very different. I had children with Pratima, I had children with Ishel, who was then known as Susan. I had wonderful years with Nikki. In fact, after my divorce from Nikki, I was determined to stay single for as long as I possibly could. Parveen and I saw each other. It was not love at first sight. We met for a long period of time, went out for dinners and various meetings sporadically over, 3-4 months before we even sort of held hands properly, because I was afraid, and she was certainly not looking to be involved with an older person. But a friendship developed, and out of this friendship, there grew a wonderful love, and this is something that's only grown in the time we've been together.
With age, Kabir's passion hasn't dimmed. But the years have brought with them a certain maturity to the way he perceives love now.
If you look at Pratima or you look at Nikki, you see a certain star quality in them, a certain effervescence in them, a certain diva-like qualities in them, which are very attractive. But to live with, it can be difficult, because it's hard to have 2 stars under one roof, and somebody has to become the support system for the other. The whole criteria for me at this age to fall in love is one, to be able to communicate with the person at a level where I feel I'm understood and that I understand her. And of course, I want to be terribly attracted to her.
Next on the show, not all senior citizens who wish to get remarried have the good wishes of their children.
I would not probably want her to go for a remarriage again.
This week on Heart of the Matter, we are talking to those who have broken conventional age barriers in the name of love. They tell us why age for them is just a number and has nothing to do with that head over heels feeling, whether for the first time or otherwise.
You can't compare it to falling in love like in the teenage or in the mid-30s or 20s. This is just like a companion, somebody to be with you.
Perhaps age doesn't have much to do with love, but does it have anything to do with compatibility?
What happens is people's patterns are set. You decide where you sleep, how you sleep. You may even decide that you want your partner not to snore. I've already gone ahead and changed first time and I've done all that. So second time people do not want to change. And you have your set patterns and rigidity is set in. So I think a lot of adjustment is required. But on the other hand, you also have people who want to adjust.
It's not just the couple who has to cope with these adjustments. When a senior couple ties the knot, family dynamics change. And like it or not, everyone is not okay with this union.
When we did this study, we spoke with children of aged parents, especially people in such circumstances, to find out what the acceptance levels were. And there were violent reactions. You won't believe me. There were people even, who went to the extent of saying they would throw out their old father or old mother if this was to happen at any point of time. But over the years, I find that there is a little more tolerance now for something like this.
23-year-old Anu Matthew has seen a change in her mother ever since she became a widow 5 years ago.
The expressive part of her is lost somewhere within, She's a little scared to let out her feelings. Probably a very lonely phase that she's going through. Probably not now, as in when we are there with her, her kids are there constantly with her, backing her up. If we are into work or we are into a married life, maybe then she would have a pang of loneliness and then feel the need for a companion.
But what's interesting is the fact that children like Anu too are often torn between emotions that tend to conflict. The obligation towards parents, but also a pang of anxiety before allowing a new entity into their sacred family space.
What I share with her, I would not, all these years along, I would not want her to share everything what she's sharing with me with somebody else. Things would change for me. For those selfish reasons, I would say no. Her love for me would be divided amongst how many more people I don't know. In the long run, if that has to happen, I would probably go in for it. But now that incy-wincy feeling, it's really a very mean feeling which comes into me and uprightly says, no, I would not want my mom to have a remarriage again.
Not everyone can make such a life-changing adjustment. After all, it's not easy seeing your parent with a new spouse. Reconciling yourself with a new parent who will replace the one you so dearly loved and lost.
Children can either help, make or break such relationships. If the children encourage their parents, that the children recognize that their parents are individuals, perhaps they have grade, but they're still young at heart and they want to settle down, especially for a lady, because the man in our society may still put his foot down and say that I'm lonely, I need a partner. But for a widow to say that is very, very difficult, very rare.
Shanella Vaz lost her father when she was only 4 years old. Since then, her mother has been her lifeline, her biggest strength, her universe. Today, Shanella is independent and she says that she is open to the idea of her mom's remarriage.
If she does find somebody that she wants to remarry, if the person is going to take care of my mom, I wouldn't be, I would totally encourage it because she does deserve it, and today she's been taking care of us all this while and all her life actually. I think it's the least that I can do for her. If you have somebody with you, then life now wouldn't get boring, whether it is just having a cup of coffee or whether it's just watching a movie, a serial at home for that matter. It's just, you're not watching it alone, you're not having meals alone, you're not looking at yourself in the mirror and just wondering, okay, when is life going to end, how many years are left? And, normally old people do think like that. I'm not too old to fall in love again, okay? No matter, it's a feeling at the end of the day. You fall in love, you fall out of it, it's up to you, it's up to your heart.
She should be loving. She could be a perhaps good cook. And he should be, jolly good fellow.
You wouldn't be wrong in assuming that these words are of a love-struck 20-something. And though Praveen Kumar is 65, his zest for life could put a 20-year-old to shame. But share a conversation with Praveen and you would gauge his loneliness instantly. Praveen lost his wife 12 years ago, leaving him in a void that he's still battling to fill. Today, the only passion that keeps Praveen going is his love for travel. But that too is fast losing charm. For what's a journey without a companion?
Whether it's my travel, it is my going to a movie, going to a club, going for shopping. I miss definitely my wife. I would like someone that I should join her, she should join me.
But being single and ready to mingle hasn't been an easy attitude to wear, especially at an age that most in our country would associate only with ambling evening walks.
I was planning for a trip, foreign trip, and we ultimately got together from different cities on the net only. We became total 8 people. Gradually, one by one, started withdrawing. So ultimately, there was only one lady left and myself. We finalized our trip, and it was shocking to me on the beginning of the trip when we met at the airport. She tied the Rakhi on my hand, and my whole trip was spoiled.
I can stay alone for days together in jungle for days together. I can stay with the crowd also. I got many friends, but no single friends that I have to call him or her daily.
Dr. Oza is 73, unmarried, a multi-achiever, and thinks being alone is the single wisest choice she's made in her life. Listen to her story and you'll know why she's an inspiration. A state gold medalist from Gujarat, a qualified pilot, a mountaineer trained under Tenzing Norgay, a national level swimming champ, and the only woman cyclist to be a part of a Pune to Bangalore rally. She's achieved all this and more, alone, with single-minded gusto.
Never in my life I've had I need companion. Never. Once I had been to Adi Kailas, there were 2 gentlemen were with me. We just met on the train, and I completed the whole trek with them, not knowing each other. And I enjoyed with them, nothing like that. They also felt something if a lady is coming with us.
Ask this feisty lady and she tells us how it was a conscious decision and not a matter of chance which led her to lead a life of singlehood.
I decided at the age of 12 not to marry. Reason is that my family was a joint family. One of my cousin sisters of my age and one was elder to me. They were discussing about horoscope, my horoscope. At that time actually I was not doing anything about horoscope. And elder sister told that her horoscope is such that she could marry only with a Mangali, as she is a Mangali. Then the question arises, if suppose she does marry with a Mangali, what will happen? Then Bhagwati can become widow. Then other question, what is the meaning of widow? So all the things discussion was going on. At that time I decided, if I will marry and then I can become widow. If I don't marry, then there was no chance to getting widow.
A decision taken perhaps very early in life, but it's been a tough decision nonetheless. One that has seen its share of bruises and difficult days.
There was a social stigma, but my family didn't carry it to me. Society will criticize you. Still, at this age also, I get some gents that just offer me, we like to come to your place. I always restrict. Still, 3-4 years back, one elder gentleman came. I just give him an appointment at a hospital. No, I like to see you at your home only. It's okay. So here in India, they think a single lady can be exploited, is available all the time. I go to picture in movie, I enjoy a lot. I enjoy myself. I never think that I need company. I am satisfied with my life. I don't like to change.
There are few in this world like Bhagwati Oza who want to spend life alone by themselves with no hand to hold on to. Some don't have the strength to walk alone, but most don't even want to. For if love comes knocking on your door, Would anyone really want to shoo it away? Ask any man or woman, 17 or 70, and you'll get your answer.
सैया दिल में आना रे, आके फिर ना जाना रे, आके फिर ना जाना रे, छम छमा छम छम.